Hey man, I just wanted to let y'all know before this episode starts that this episode was actually recorded back in July. It was lost in the stash because I had other stuff that I wanted to add to it, but just never got around to because life and couldn't find anywhere to record quietly got away as well. So just wanted to finally release this joint and hopefully y'all like it. It's only about 20 minutes and 40 seconds long, but let's get into it. And yeah, check it out. Hopefully you like it. One. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dre. Back with another episode of Dre State of Mind. Now, just gonna get right into it, man. Alright, so earlier today, seen trending on Twitter, former WWE CEO Vince McMahon paid more than $12 million to four women to suppress sexual misconduct allegations. Now, it says Vince McMahon, the longtime CEO of WWE, who stepped down in June, paid four women at least $12 million over the past 16 years to hide numerous allegations of sexual misconduct. McMahon was also being investigated by the WWE's board after after it was discovered that in April he paid $3 million to cover up an affair with a former employee. So this dude is just out here. He was just wilding, like, because he was the top dog. You know what I'm saying? He owned the company, and pretty much, who the fuck is gonna stop him? Really? Because he was just out here firing, you know, wrestlers left and right. So, and then they joined like these upstart wrestling, I guess like leagues or whatever like that. So this is not really surprising. I mean, back in WWE's like heyday or whatever, like he was out here really wilding on live TV. You know what I'm saying? Smacking chicks in the ass, like groping women. Saying all types of wild shit on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like my man even dropped the N word. Ain't nobody check him. So you know what I'm saying? I guess like when you running around unchecked and you got all that money and you got the power, ain't nobody really gonna say shit to you, right? So it says so far, here are the four settlements McMahon reportedly paid out per the Journal. Now, $7.5 million payout in 2018 to a former wrestler who alleged that McMahon coerced her into giving him oral sex and then demoted her, and ultimately declined to renew her contract in 2005 after she resisted further sexual encounters. Roughly a $1 million payout in 2008 to a WWE contractor who presented the company with unsolicited nude photos of Mr. McMahon she reported receiving from him and alleged that he had sexually harassed her on a job. Another $1 million payment in 2006 to a former 10-year WWE manager who alleged McMahon initiated a sexual relationship with her. A $3 million payment in 2020 to a former paralegal who allegedly had an affair with McMahon. The board concluded the relationship between McMahon and this woman was consensual. The board also investigated a $1.5 million non-disclosure agreement with from 2012 between the same former paralegal and WWE executive John Laurinaitis, whose son actually played in the NFL. He was a linebacker. He went to Ohio State and he played for the Packers. I believe it's James Laurinaitis, but that's besides the fact. McMahon voluntarily stepped down on June 17th following reports of the investigation as well as the alleged settlement. He also pledged to quote unquote he also pledged his complete cooperation to the investigation, quote unquote, and pledged to accept the findings and the outcome of the investigation, whatever they are, in a release statement by the company. Now, McMahon's daughter Stephanie McMahon was named interim CEO and interim CEO and interim chairwoman after serving as the company's chief brand officer as well as a former wrestler. So, um, yeah, man, like, I mean, it's not really surprising because, like I said, McMahon was out here wilding for like mad years, and he seems like the type of person that would, you know, use his money and his power to try to get women to do whatever he wanted. And he was pretty much like cheating on his wife. So that's like it's not surprising at all, and pretty much like, but I was talking about this with my coworkers at my job, and then pretty much like pretty like all right, so pretty much my one coworker whose name will not be shared, but people in the room know who it was. But he's kind of suspect after this because he was like, "Oh, $12 million." He was like, I let Vince McMahon like clap me from behind, no problem." I was like, "Whoa, like yo, for real, dog? Like your integrity, like you know what I'm saying? Like you claim that you don't go that way, but yo, your integrity and your butthole is up for sale for $12 million." Then he gonna like ask me. He's like, "Tell me you wouldn't do that, Dre." I was like, "Hell no, I wouldn't do that, bro." Like, first of all, I don't roll that way. No problem to anybody who does, but that's just not for me. And two, it's just like my integrity is not for sale. I gotta look myself in the mirror and realize what I did to get that money. So then he gonna try to up the ante and be like, "Yo, so what if Bill Gates gives you half of his money and he gives you Microsoft?" I'm like, first of all, Bill Gates don't even own Microsoft. Yeah, he don't even run Microsoft no more, dog. Like he's not even CEO. But oh, he was like, give you and you get stocks, you get shares in Microsoft and all that. I was like, nah, like billions of dollars still ain't gonna let. It's not gonna let me allow another man to smash. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna happen at all. Like like I said, I was like, yo, if you want this booty, you gonna have to fight for that shit. And that goes for anybody who's trying to get this joint, or if I ever happen to go to prison and niggas want my booty in there, like, nah, you gonna have to get this. You gonna have to earn this butt, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna have to earn it. Definitely not getting that shit voluntarily. No, no amount of money. But they say like everybody, you know, they got a number. But as far as going with that shit, nah, that activity, there's no price that you could give me or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta look myself in the mirror. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to look at myself. I wouldn't be able to stand myself because pretty much like yo, my morals, I got, I, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, I just said fuck my morals and just took the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here for getting money, and I'm out here for trying to do it the right way, but definitely that's not the right way. And, some people will do that, and I guess my man's is one of them. Um, but I just find it funny that, he had a situation where he was uncomfortable, because, we're in the IT business, so there's a company that we have. It's a large client. They have different medical sites all over and like different group homes and things of that nature. Um, one of them, one of those sites was a group home. You know what I'm saying, for transgender women, and pretty much like he said, like, in his words, he felt uncomfortable. He felt kind of disgusted, like being over there, like just made him physically sick and everything like that. But you would let another man clap your cheeks for $12 million, though. Like, it's not making sense. Like, you got to make that. You got to make the math, math. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not adding up. Like, none of that. Like, so I'm just like, yo, like, I laughed my ass off when he said that shit, because it was like when he said it and the way he said it, like the shit was just like so fucking smooth. And then like me and my other coworker was looking, and we was like, yo, what the fuck? We was like, what the fuck, bro? Wildin', dog. Like, yo, we be having like some wild ass conversations at work, but this was like one of the wildest, dog. Like, and I was just like, I looked at my man's a little different. Just a little different. So I'm like, yo, someone they throw some money at you, they throw some millions at you. You willing to bend the rules for a little bit, just to get the money. That's fucking wild, dog. Like, nah, like my integrity is not for sale, dog. Like, if it's not meant for me to get it, it's not meant for me to get it. But we not getting it that way. Like, that's wilding. And like Vince McMahon, this man was wilding too. Like, he was wilding with the ladies, and that shit was just fucking crazy. Like, I was like, but it really didn't. It really didn't like fucking. It didn't surprise me though, cause he seemed like the type of asshole to do that shit, man. But yeah, man. Now, over the July 4th weekend, I'm just making smooth transition. There was another, you know, there was another shooting, mass shooting in Chicago, and this guy is just like fucking crazy, and I don't know, like I don't know how many mass shootings that it's gonna take. Like at this particular point in time, like it's just like a fucking, it's a broken record. It's a broken record, and they ain't really gonna do shit until I'm assuming like these politicians ain't gonna do shit until like one of these mass shootings affects like one of their own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of their family members or something like that. Then that's when it's gonna be like, oh shit, we gotta do something. This is tragic and blah 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 and all this and that, because they're not getting affected. Like I said before, like none of this shit affects them. Like this economy really doesn't affect them because they got so much money and things of that nature. So that's why they're like so fucking like so far removed from reality, and it's just fucking ridiculous. And they keep showing motherfuckers like their true colors, but these people still keep voting for them. Like I really don't understand. Like I don't understand this shit. Like it's most Americans, like are they just a glutton for pain? Like because you can't sit up here, you can't keep voting for the same people, that's responsible for not putting laws in place, but then you want to fucking complain when they don't do it. That's just like, they're showing you their true colors. And you gotta sit up there and you gotta vote new blood in. You gotta vote in like younger people, because these politicians they're so fucking comfortable in their position. They're not gonna change at all. So how much longer are we gonna put up with this shit? Like it's not working. It's clearly not working. Like this two-party shit is not working. We need more parties, we need more options, and we need more people to bring new ideas to the table and stop embracing like the shit that's not working. Obviously the system is not working, and we need something different. Now, the man accused of opening fire on the July 4th parade near Chicago was charged on Tuesday with 7 counts of murder. As police revealed, they had reported him as posing a quote-unquote clear and present danger after alleged threats to his family in 2019. So you knew that he was a clear and present danger 3 years ago, but he was still walking around like able to buy guns and all that shit. So Robert E. I guess it's either Crimo or Cremo the third. He's 21. Is suspected of shooting his victims with a sniper's perch. From a sniper's perch on a rooftop above the parade in the suburb of Highland Park, Illinois. He could face the mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole if convicted. Illinois State Attorney Eric Reinhardt said. Now, Reinhardt said the first-degree murder charges would be followed by dozens more charges, and that he would ask that Cremo, whatever the fuck his name is, fuck that nigga, remain held in custody. I won't say custody. In custody without bail at the suspect's first court appearance. I mean, it's clear and obvious that if he sat here on the rooftop sniping motherfuckers, why would you give this motherfucker bail? You got to be a fucking idiot to give him bail. But he's the right color, so it wouldn't shock me if they did give him bail. Like it really wouldn't. Like, it's not shocking that he sniped 7 motherfuckers off the rooftop and probably he injured more, but they took him into custody. Like, if he was black, he would have been fucking shot and killed on the spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, black people get killed for less, but they keep bringing these white dudes in. Um, Now, Cremo had planned attack. He planned the attack for weeks. They said he fired off more than 70 rounds at random people in the crowd watching Monday's parade, and that he was dressed in women's clothes to help conceal his identity and blend in with the panic-stricken crowd as he fled. He blended right in with everybody else as they were running around, almost as if he was an innocent spectator as well. Sergeant Covelli said, spokesperson for the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, like this shit is fucking crazy, dog. Now, Covelli said Cremo, what the fuck his name is? I'm gonna keep saying that shit. Had two previous encounters with law enforcement. An April 2019 emergency 911 call that he had attempted attempted suicide, and in September of that year regarding alleged threats to kill everyone that he had directed at family members. So said like police responding to the second incident seized a collection of 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword amassed by Cremo in his home, though no arrest was made as authorities at the time lacked probable cause to take him into custody. I mean, he threatened motherfuckers. He threatened to kill like family members. He had 16 knives and a dagger and a sword, but that wasn't enough to take him into custody. There were no complaints that were signed by any of the victims, probably because they're fucking scared of him. But a state quote unquote red flag system designated to allow police to seek a court order to seize weapons from people who were deemed a clear and present danger to themselves appeared to be have broken down. So they should have been took his weapons, but they didn't. Even though they deemed him as a clear and present danger. That's fucking wild. So 7 people lost their lives because they didn't do their job 3 years ago. But like I said, like he's got the right complexion to get away with this shit. So, they gave him the benefit of the doubt, and 3 years later, came back and bit other people in the ass because they let him go when he clearly should have. He tried to fucking kill himself. Like, don't you think like he should take him into custody or something like that and try to get him some help that he clearly needs? But nah, like this is let him go out there and fuck it, he's everybody else's problem, right? So now they had to he killed a lot of people, and now he's on trial, and people died unnecessarily because they didn't fucking act upon, like they didn't act accordingly like they should have. And it's really a shame. Like it's really a shame that people gotta deal for other people's misjudgment. And my heart goes out to the people who lost their lives and their family who's going through that pain. And like some people say, like they're scared. Like they're kind of scared to go out in public gatherings. They're scared to go outside because you never know what the fuck is going to happen. But the way I look at it is like however it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Like you can't really let these type of things keep you inside of the house. Keep you from enjoying your life. And if it happens, if you happen to get caught up in one of these mass shootings, it's unfortunate and it shouldn't happen. But I mean, we gotta go out and do our job, and we gotta go out and still live, still live life, like to the fullest, and not let any of this shit, really, just affect us. And I would say like as far as like if you got a gun and you got a gun license or whatever, like carry that shit on you. And hopefully like if someone starts popping off, that what I'm saying, like a citizen can take them down or something like that. Like we gotta fight back, from these crazy ass people as well, because we have the right to protect ourselves as well. I'm still trying to work on getting 2 handguns myself. I got 2 handgun permits. I need to get them before September, so I don't let these permits run out. But yeah, man, like we got to do what we got to do to protect ourselves nowadays, because we can't keep waiting on these politicians and these law enforcement agencies to protect us, because they can't be everywhere at any given time, you know. And yeah, so that's just my thoughts on things. Like this country is for the most part, like, you know, I haven't really seen like any of this shit. Like, just seen it in the news. Like, I haven't seen it, you know, up close and personal. But, you know, always keep your head on the swivel and always be aware of your surroundings. And, you know, if you can avoid certain situations, just try to avoid it. Or if we can shut this shit down, like, you know what I'm saying, just shut this shit down before it can even happen. But this shit is fucking crazy, dog. Yeah, like I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say.